Okay guys, this is time to put the Mini Cooper S back together. As you recall, I have a leaky Mini Cooper. Let me get this adjusted a little bit. I had a very oil leaky Mini Cooper with about 204,000 miles on it. I took the opportunities the last week or two to take apart the oil cooler, the oil filter assembly, get it all ready so I can put new gaskets on it and reinstall it, since those are all the leaky spots. So while I was at it, I'm going to add an oil pressure, a mechanical oil pressure gauge, which I always trust more than I do everything else. Started with my adventure of trying to find something that would take this and turn it into something with a second attachment. After about $17 in quite an interesting approach from one auto parts place, I went to a car industrial auto specialty shop, but basically an industrial shop. And what we have here is the end result, which comes up like this. Oops, let's get this thing threaded. There we go. And in this, you can see I can put everything I want on it. And of course, that's the oil line itself for the pressure gauge, for the oil pressure. This is the oil pressure sender. And then all things Mini between. So what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and tack it all in, and then I'm going to get to the car and do it, and then start the installation, the reinstallation. My goal is have it out so I can do the tail of the dragon in another 3 weeks. Sorry. And up in North Carolina, South Carolina area. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to use plumber's tape for all of this. And of course, with plumber's tape, if you have clockwise threads, you go clockwise. And of course, most of these things are all clockwise threads. I think those are called right-hand threads. Okay, so I just look at them from the top and see, do they follow the hands of a clock or not? Oops, wrong way. Sorry, so you follow it as if you were going to thread it in. That's where you put the tape. And some people get quite overboard on this stuff. I do too in this case, because I really don't want this thing to leak anymore. It has 204,000 miles. And it just doesn't deserve all that marking of its spots or all the Britishness that people tend to say about these things. I like my Mini, I don't want it marking its spot that much. Okay, so let's get all this junk off of it, all the peripherals. Start to reassemble. I just made sure there's no excess oil out there. I didn't really clean it up, although it is pretty clean now because of all the stuff we had going on prior with all the oil and stuff. I don't know if we'll get the tapes on it, but a couple of days ago I was covered in oil. My garage floor was covered in oil. There was no way I could control the situation because there was just so much caked up oil from such a long time. I even went out and power washed it at one point. I think I'm gonna get a little more right. Too close. Better be able to bring it around if I'm gonna do it. want it pretty much up. That way it'll be away from the exhaust. And you'll see that later. Because when it goes in, okay, engine's right here. Oil cooler is looking out the passenger side wheel well. And then the header is right here. And there's a header guard that actually attaches to this side right here. That's the lower part of the shield. So everything has to kind of clear that heat. And I think I did it. All right, round 2. Well, pressure sensors, by the way, are probably the leakiest things in the world. So you gotta, as far as threading them in when you do the mechanical ones and stuff. In. Not sure. I hope this is. Nope. 19. Yep. There we go. Nice and snug. All right. This guy right here, I gotta wait and do a little more work on it. So, let's see what I got. Okay, let me pause this. I'll be right back.